Hi guys, it's Hallie. I'm back again with another reaction video, and today, heavily requested via one of my favorite people ever, I have to react to Addison Rae. I honestly have no idea who she is. I've heard some people talk about her, some concert stuff, but I actually haven't really heard anything. So I'm kind of excited. No expectations. I did see a photo of her. She's gorgeous. Sorry, my cat's being loud. But so without further ado, let's just get into it. This came out 11 months ago. Fame is a gun. Woo! That was loud.
Tell me who I am. Do I provoke you with my
Woo! I was not expecting to immediate falsetto.
tone of innocence? Don't ask too many questions. That is my one suggestion. You know I keep it real. I live for the appeal. Knew it from the start. It was the only way.
Dang! Alright, I like it so far. So far. The beat is so...
My broken heart. Don't ask too many.
Ethel Kane? What are you doing here?
My broken heart. Don't ask
Right.
too many questions. This is my one confession. It never was enough. I always wanted more. I always wanted more. Fame is a gun and a point.
I know the song. I know the chorus from TikTok. But okay, I know the song.
Caution blind girl, baby, swallow it dry. You got a front row seat and I got a taste of the glamorous life.
Have you guys ever sat up here at a theater? Backstage, typically off in the wings. So they have we have the legs and we have the wings on the side of the stage. And so a lot of times they have this I think this would be called a catwalk, I'm not positive. But a lot of times, it's the other layer where they have lighting, people can get access to the lights. Sometimes set. A lot of other times I've been at theaters, they put like the costume department on that second level, so that's where all the wardrobes and all that kind of stuff will be, and it kind of looks down at the stage. But anyway, it's so weird being up there because you're just like looking down at like everything on the stage. It's so cool.
There's no mystery. I'm gonna make it, gonna go down in history. Don't ask too many questions. God gave me the permission. And when you see me, it makes me want it more. It makes me want
What is that little like? Did you hear that?
me. It makes me want it more. It makes me want it more. Fame is a gun and a pointed blank. Caution blind girl, baby, swallow it dry. You got a front row seat and I got a taste of the glamorous life. Love is a drug that
Why is it a turtle? I was gonna say that like this is very handheld, and it's kind of making me emotion. It's kind of making me motion sick. Not like in a bad way, but like it's like when you're watching like the first Hunger Games movie, for example, and you're like, oh my god. I was like, put it on sticks, please put it on sticks.
I'm your dream girl, but you're not my type. You got a front row seat and I got a taste of the glamorous life. Glamorous life. Glamorous life. Glamorous life. I got a taste of the glamorous life. Nothing makes me feel as good as being loved by.
Okay, so like, why are there people in the fridge?
Makes me feel as good as being loved by you. Fame is a gun and a point.
Ooh, the zombies are dancing. This is like calling all the monsters, you know?
Caution blind girl, baby, swallow it dry. You got a front row seat and I got a taste of the glamorous life. Love is a drug that
Why? Sorry. Why are the?
taste of the glamorous life.
Trying to. Okay, I was trying to get a shot of it, but the seats in the theater are covered. That's weird that they're covered in the house. It could be, is it like an abandoned theater? But even then, I feel like you know, if it's like putting on a show, they wouldn't have it covered. The turtle! Little tortuga! Wait, come back. I thought that was really cool. I actually really like that. I thought that was really awesome. I love the song. It was super catchy. It was super fun. And I love music videos kind of stocked full with symbolism. And I think it's kind of easy, like with a video such as that it's flashy and I'm motion sick because they're not on sticks. Oh, which if you don't know what sticks is, I don't have a tripod in this room, but it's like when a camera's on a tripod versus when it's handheld. So if you're going to put something on sticks, is to put it like on a tripod or just really just not handheld. So it's stationary, you know. But like I said, like she's being promiscuous, she's being sexy, and I feel like it's a really fun kind of red herring. You kind of don't really think about what you're seeing, what's going on. There's a lot of things in that music video that were really interesting to me. The biggest one to me was the turtle. I know I was like saying at the end, like, oh my god, it's so cute, turtle. But I think that the turtle is a very interesting thing, especially when you're talking about something like career. You know, there's always, you know, the famous story, Tortoise and the Hare. And it's like kind of like that slow, steady kind of approach. And they were wrestling for like the gun because they're like famous at gun. And the girl gave her a turtle instead. And I think it's kind of just like of a, you know, take your time, plant your seeds kind of. Even though everyone else may see this kind of like flashy, immediate, like, oh my god, she just appeared, like, you've been doing this for years. That's kind of, and I think it's always a misconception. People say like, oh, fame comes overnight, or, you know, all of a sudden they just like appeared when they didn't. They've been working for years. You just haven't really been paying that much attention to it. Other things I thought were really interesting was the ethyl cane of it all, the body in the fridge, and I think that is another kind of, you know, kind of like skeletons in the attic, skeletons, you know, in the closet kind of thing of it, but at the same time as they're being preserved. So my mind when I was watching it was that, especially because they dance at the end, that these are people, this is like the price of fame. These are people that are basically essentially dead, and they're just kept in the back in the freezer, preserved, and then when they're needed to be on stage, they come on and they perform and they dance, you know, even though they're dead. You know, the zombies were busting it down, and I'm happy for them. And it's kind of interesting is she looked more of like the ingenue version of herself was in the wings, looking down at this kind of like star persona, like feasting, having everything with like all these other star people, and she was just kind of like that like, I want to be down there, I want to be that, you know. It's very symbolic of her waiting in the wings. So I don't know, I think that there's a lot of good stuff with this music video. I think it could be really fun. I could just be completely reading into it and it has nothing as that, or, you know, I could be right on the mark. Please let me know. But I really enjoyed it, and my friend was right, I loved it. Shocker. Whoa, I knew she was gonna be. And so please give me other Addison recommendations. Let me know when you're thinking about it. You know, if anything I said rang true for the music video that you thought. Did I miss stuff? Because I probably did. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye!